guys, Heroes Only. Back with a new hero deck profile. Over the past 2 months, I really haven't played as much as I like to play. Just really haven't been having the time to play. I did go to locals recently, and I'll share with you guys some of my findings and some of the things that helped me come up with this deck list. So I went to locals Thursday. Well, I went to locals Tuesday as well. So I went to locals Tuesday with my 60 card hero deck that I had been playing for a while. And I drew some terrible hands. I think I went 0-2, and then I just left. It had been a while. I'm going in blindly, 60 card deck, didn't work out. So that sent me back to the drawing board. Now that I see what's being played, there was a lot of Draco Tail going around. I was expecting a lot of Yummy. There's a lot of Draco Tail being played at my locals. There's a few Yummy players, some K9 players, as well as even like 1 or 2 Sky Striker players. So it's kind of like a pretty diverse format, if you will. It's pretty cool. So, I'm going to get into this deck profile, but I just want to catch up with you guys a little bit. Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I randomly went to a OTS event for Duelist Advance. And I didn't play Hero, I played K9RB. And the one thing that kind of gets under my skin about that event is, had I played Hero that day, I truly believe that I could have made top 8, got the mat, and got an invite. But the one time that I didn't play Hero was actually wide open to be played. I did not get drilled in any of my matches with K9RB. I did not get nibbed in any of my matches with K9RB. This kind of like right when the format first started, if you will, or it's like kind of like, because it's about to change again with Doom of Dimensions, but it's crazy. Hero was wide open that day. And at the last minute, I decided to play K9RB. Ended up going like 2-3 or something like that. Or 2-2 and dropped or whatever. But that day, Hero would have been wide open to play. And it's crazy that the one time I don't play Hero, it was actually the best time to play Hero. So, kind of sucks. But anyway, like I said, I went to Locals Tuesday. 60 card deck is not it. I went to the drawing board and went back Thursday with a 50 card deck. And I made some terrible misplays. I played against Malice. The first game, he went full combo. I drew Destructive Daruma Cannon going second. He stopped all my plays. I set the Daruma Cannon and passed. On his turn, I immediately flipped the Daruma Cannon, causing him to have to use that new access code looking monster that can negate to tribute his one Malice monster that he had left to negate it, because he was going to have to send him to the grave, which basically forced him to go battle phase. I drew a poly. I had a Mally in hand. He hit me for 23, passed back. He couldn't draw anything. I drew another Mally for turn. I fused both those Mallies and made DPE. I tried to extend by banishing Mally to summon one from the deck. He ashed it. Fine. DPE battle, run over the access code monster. He didn't draw anything again. DPE for 25, pass. He drew a trap, he set it. I drew for turn, it was Ash. I swung at him for 25 again. Now his life, 1 or 2 more attacks and he's done. And then in end phase, he flips the trap. It's the Malice trap that adds. And I completely disregard that I have this Ash in hand. And he adds March Hare, proceeds to go full combo. Then I look at my hand and I'm like, dude, I drew an Ash. Why didn't I Ash that? And then basically I ended up losing. And I straight up beat him game 2. So I'm like, dang, dude, like I could have stole the first 2 games. It sucks. So then I played K9 Vanquish Soul. I did another misplay as well. And after this story, I'm gonna jump right into the deck profile. But like I said, just wanted to catch up with you guys. So he goes first. He wins. Second game, I full combo through Fusion Destiny with Plasma. He can't beat it. Game 3, I resolve a Perulia against him. This is after he Paradise Smashed me turn 1. So I couldn't activate anything. All I did was hit Fusion Destiny, summon DPE, and then pass back, because I couldn't even attack over the Paradise Smasher, because you can't attack either. You can't attack or activate monster effects under Paradise Smasher. It's basically a turn skip. So he gets the turn back. He starts doing this little combo. I DPE'd and popped his I popped either his case for K9 or the monster on board, so I can activate this Perulia that I had. I already had Nib in hand. I drew into an Imperm. So he goes Izuna to Sin. I Imperm that. He ends up getting enough damage on board to win. And then the guy sitting next to me, he goes, you know, if you would have kept that Imperm, you would have been good. And then it hit me. Imperm Nibiru is the combo that shuts down K9 Ripper. What was I thinking? This is game 3. And I got a DPE that's coming back. What was I thinking? You let them play. He did 5 summons. Soon as he tries to force battle, Nib. Chain Ripper to negate. Chain Imperm. Clear his board. I was tripping, bruh. And I lost that game too. So, all that to say, this is the list that I came up with. And besides my misplays, I think the deck is actually really good. So, story time is over. Let's jump into the deck profile. Alright, so let's talk about the main deck. So, traditional stuff, Neos, double straddles, Shadow Mist. Not necessarily just traditional stuff, because I'm playing Liquid Soldier. So, just adding draw 2, discard 1 to your combo is pretty good. So that's it for all the elemental heroes. Then I'm playing 2 Faris, 2 Vion, and 1 Increase. And that'll be it for all the Vision heroes. Then I played Plasma. Plasma is still really strong. Plasma strong. I would not cut him. Then, of course, triple Destiny Hero Malicious and 1 Destiny Hero Denier. And then the Evil Hero package, I'm playing 2 Dead in Prison. If you draw this card, the Evil Assault is dead, because it can only special or add from the deck. So playing this card at 2 is really good. I finally get it. And then 1 Adusted Gold. And that's it for Evil Heroes. The bigger package of Evil Hero was literally just bricking my hands. You know, now that I've cut this card count down to 50, this is a 50 card, not 60. It feels a little bit more fluid. And like I said earlier, besides my own misplays, the deck was doing really well. Sometimes you get into those states where you're just kind of going through the motions in Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of just paying attention to what's going on. You're just going through the motions. And that's what happened to me Thursday, where I could have did really well. The deck was performing. And then power spells, really not too much to say there. Hero Lives, Fusion Destiny, Assault, and then the one-ofs, Poly, Miracle Fusion, Mass Change, and Favorite Contact. Now that'll do it for all of the engine stuff. And then I played 2 extenders. I brought these back. 1 Rhoda and 1 Foolish Burial. So these 2 cards plus all the hero starters, I have 20 starters in the 50 card hero deck versus 20 starters in the 60 card hero deck. It is much more fluid. So that'll do it for all the engine stuff and the extenders. Alright, so let's talk about non-engine. It's kind of standard, if you will. So 3 Ash, 3 Fuelos, 3 Perulia, and that'll do it for all the hand traps. So I got like a different take this format. These are the only 9 hand traps that I'm main decking. And Ash is mainly for the Charmies, but Ash is always going to be good. In addition to that, I'm playing 3 Thrusts. I think Thrust is the card that I was missing. So I'm playing it at 3. And then to finish out the main deck, 2-dimensional barrier, 2 different dimension grounds, and 1 destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. So basically, if you're going first and you draw any of these or thrusts while you're going first, if they can't stop you and you draw something like a barrier or different dimension grounds or a Karma Cannon, you can pretty much put the icing on the cake and seal your victory. And if they do stop you, you thrust and you set one of these cards and you can basically get the turn back. That's the problem. Playing the bigger evil hero package, it's like, okay, I'm playing these extra 5 cards to be able to get to Dark Supremacy, which is a negate, when I could just cut down on the bricks and play these cards, which basically serve the same purpose or might even be better than Dark Supremacy. So that's how I came to the conclusion of this build. Now let's talk about the extra deck. The extra deck has definitely switched up because I'm not playing Dark Supremacy. So being able to put stuff back is not applicable anymore. So let's see it now. So we got 1 Shiny Neil's Wingman. I'm playing double Wake Up. It just helps push for game when you're not playing Dark Supremacy to be able to reset stuff. 1 Sunrise, 1 Infernal Rage Wingman, and 1 Aqua Neos. So any combo where you have to go into Sunrise first before this, you still use Neos with the Miracle Fusion to make this, and then he can still tag out into something. Tag out into Aqua Neos and destroy a card in their hand. And anytime that you use Shadow Mist to extend in your hero combo, you always go into Sunrise first because you're not getting to Dark Law anyway, unless you hard drew the 1 mass change. So if you have to use Shadow Mist to extend in your going first combo, make Sunrise first and then Miracle Fusion make this. But make sure you use Neos to make Sunrise, or you at least have it in the graveyard so he still gets his tag out effect. And then you go into this and rip a card. 1 Dark Law, 1 DPE. And that'll do it for everything Fusion. Then I still got my boy Dread Decimator. I'm playing double Wonder Driver because, like I mentioned, I don't have that reoccursion from Dark Supremacy. Double Cross Crusader, 1 Infernal Divisor, and then 1 Bagushka. So basically, Bagushka only really comes up in the Hero Lives combo, but I still think it's worth playing because if you go through Evil Assault, you can't make this. If you go through Fusion Destiny, obviously you can't make this. So it only really comes up if they stop you on the Hero Lives combo. But I think it's good to have a contingency plan just in case you get stopped and you got 2 level 4s on the board and you're not hero locked. So that'll do it for the extra deck. And then finally, we'll wrap up the video talking about the side. 1 cross out, 1 sales band, and 1 called by the grave. Now these could be 3 different cards if you don't care about protecting your turn going first. I have a lot of cards dedicated to going second, as you will see with my extra deck. So I figured, how about I just add 3 more cards to help me going first, in addition to the thrust package with the 5 traps. But that could change. I'm thinking about it. 2 nib, 2 droll. I'm not playing these at 3 because I'm not really sure about their capabilities this format. But I think it's too risky to not play them. So I'm just playing them at 2 instead of 3. This card, DD Crow, hits a lot of decks right now. Could easily be a 3 of. Could substitute one of these. But DD Crow can... I didn't really know what Draco Tail does, but DD Crow can wreck Draco Tail. And speaking of Draco Tail, these 1-for-1 cards like Effect Veiler and my final card, Imperm, they trade with Draco Tail really well. That fusion monster wants to add stuff back to the hand. You just Imperm it, you just Veiler it, you slow them down, you DD Crow whatever they target. So like I said, that's the side deck I decided on. Malice is still in the format, but even without Malice, even without Lancia, if it wasn't for my misplays, I had a chance to beat Malice if it wasn't for my own misplay. So these 3 cards could be 3 Lancia if you still want to respect Malice. I'm not disrespecting Malice, but I feel like I play enough cards to where I don't have to rely on Lancia to win. But like I said, these first 3 cards could easily be something else. Could be the 3rd Crow, could be the 3rd Nib, you know, whatever. But whatever your interpretation of it is. But anyway, that'll do it for the deck profile. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. It was great catching up with you. And peace.